What is going on, everyone? Anthony Drew Gary here, host of the How To Show, where we talk about optimizing life, money, and happiness one how-to at a time. I must admit that this episode is going to be the most clickbait-worthy title that I've probably ever done, but I think the content is worthwhile and it really does work. So today we're going to talk about how to get the banks to give you money. And as crazy as that sounds, you don't have to rob a bank in order to make this work. So we're going to talk about different ways that we can use bank bonuses, usually when you sign up for new bank accounts, to get additional money toward whatever your goals are for your financial life. So if you can use the promotions that these banks are already offering to your advantage, it's only going to benefit you in whatever you're looking to do. So the most efficient way to get this done is to talk about it through Zoom. So we can check out one of these websites, and we're going to talk about one specific bank, and that's a bank here in Indiana where I am. But this sort of premise is going to work for a lot of different institutions. Most banks have something like this. So it'll take a little bit of searching on your end if you're in a different part of the country or maybe you're somewhere else. But the ideas behind this video will work for most anyone. So let's switch over to Zoom and we'll talk about one of these opportunities. So this particular bank is Huntington Bank. This is a regional bank that has a lot of branches in Indiana. I am not certain if they have any branches elsewhere or not. But like I said, a lot of different banks, both on the local and national level, will do these sort of account promotions in order to generate new business. And you have to read the terms and conditions for each one, but sometimes, like in the instance of the one I'm showing you now, you can get some free money for really not having to do a whole lot of work. Now, I admit you do have to have some money to make some money, so for this example, let's go ahead and scroll down a little bit. It looks like they've got two different types of bonuses that they're working on for two different types of checking accounts. And you can either earn $150 or you can earn $200, and you've got to complete the steps below to redeem. So looking at those a little closer, it looks like you have to open a new account, which is pretty easy to do. For the most part, you can open a checking account online and you don't have to show up at a bank branch at all. And then you have to meet the requirement. This is where they want you to deposit your money into their account. And this is ideally for them what's going to cause you to make a migration in your banking habits. So if you're going to start putting money into a new account, their philosophy or their business model is based on the idea that you're going to continue that habit once you've done it and once you've gotten the reward for doing so. But that doesn't have to be the case. You don't have to change your banking habits whatsoever. You just have to meet the bare minimum requirements to get the bonus that's associated. So in these instances, they're asking you to contribute $1,000 in new money. And what they mean by new money is that it can't be from any other Huntington Bank account. Like if you happen to have a savings account or a CD or something like that with Huntington, you can't move that over and get the bonus. So assuming you don't have any accounts with Huntington, you can move $1,000 over, and you have to do that within 60 days of opening the account, and you have to keep the account open for 90 days. And if you do those things, they will give you a bonus of $150 or $200 respectively based on the type of account you opened. So let's break that down just to make sure that I'm covering all my bases here. So again, you have to have $1,000 to do this, and some of these bank branch or banking establishment bonuses are going to be more than that. Some of them are going to be less than that. So again, you have to have money to make money, but in the instance of looking at this, you could theoretically invest, if you think about it this way. You're investing $1,000 in order to get either $150 or $200 just 90 days after you do it. And at that point, once you've gotten your bonus, you can pull all of that money back out and put it back wherever it came from in the first place. So thinking about this in those terms, you're investing $1,000 to either get $150 or $200. That's either a 15 or a 20% return on investment for 90 days worth of time passing. And all things considered, that's really good. So let's scroll down and look at a little bit more of the terms and conditions for this specific instance. They give you the option to apply online or open at a branch, so you can apply online. You don't have to go anywhere. And the same rules apply for either one of these checking accounts. But if we go back up and we look at the two different types of accounts, there we go. We'll learn about the features and the fees, and this will open up a different page right now. And so this will start to tell you the differences between the two accounts. In Huntington's instance, the account that'll pay you a $200 bonus has some monthly charges. If you don't keep a certain amount of money in that account, I think it's $5,000. And so in that point of view, you need to weigh the benefits versus the risks there. So if it only takes 90 days to get to your bonus, and then let's say the monthly fee for not having a $5,000 balance is only $5, you're only going to spend $15 in fees to get an extra $50 in bonus. So that's still a net positive of $35. Just thinking about that realistically, it seems to me like either one of these options is good, but the higher paying option is still better even if you don't meet the minimum threshold. So let's look at a little bit more of the terms and conditions. You know, a lot of them will have dates in which they're finite. This one is running between July 1st and October 7th. But generally speaking, once October 8 hits, they'll have another sort of bonus, and it depends. It might be the same. It might be a little different. To continue, they talk about the fact that when they pay this money out, they will give you a Form 1099-INT, and that's treated as taxable income. So if you get $200, you're going to have to pay taxes on it. But again, in the short amount of time that it takes to get one of these bank bonuses, it's still worth doing. You know, if you got to pay a little bit in taxes to invest $1,000 and have virtually no risk of losing it and get $150 or $200 on top of it, it's a good way to make quick money. And if you start to do this, on a regular basis, once your 3 months is over here at Huntington, you can pull that money out, and then you can go find another bank in order to do the same thing over and over and over again. So I know that within the financial independence community, there are a handful of resources to help you find these different banks and their different requirements to get these bonuses. The best one that I know of, and I'll link it in the show notes, is by a blog called Doctor of Credit, where they usually lay out all of the different ways you can get these banking bonuses. I'll admit some of them are easier than others. This one, for example, just requires you to bring in some new money. Some of the more high dollar banking bonuses will require you to set up a direct deposit to the account. And that gets a little more complicated as to whether or not you want to bug your payroll person to continue switching where your money is going. I know that people do it, and I know that it can be a fruitful way to make upwards of a few $1,000s a year, but I don't know if that's necessarily worthwhile in everybody's situation, so I wanted to make sure I covered that ahead of time. So these are different ways that you can literally get the bank to give you money, and for the most part, it's risk-free because you're putting the money into an account that's FDIC insured, and as long as you don't spend the money, it's going to be there when they give you the bonus, and then you can pull it all out. So that's the types of things that we're looking at in terms of banking bonuses, and hopefully this is helpful. That is going to bring this episode of the show to a close. Hopefully there was something actionable in here that you can take away to make your life better, or if there's somebody else that you think might get some value from this episode, please share it with them. If you haven't already, you know it's not too late to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm to let people know that this is a video worth watching. Hopefully the clickbait will get plenty of views anyway, but it's not a bad idea for you to help that out. And if you've been watching the channel, or if this is the first time you've seen anything on my channel for the how-to show, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you can be the first to know about new videos that come out each and every Wednesday. And if you've got some feedback for this episode or for the show in general, or you have an idea for a future topic on the show, leave me a comment down below. I read and respond to all of those, and I have a good time doing it, so I look forward to your comments as well. Until next time, this is Anthony Drew Gary, host of The How To Show, signing off.